about the drum. Now to understand the drum, to get to the root of the drum, we must dissect it. Drums used by man before 6000 BC. Drums used in ancient times by tribes. The record shows Neanderthal men, troglodytes, cavemen. But even this can be traced back to the first land, the original land, the motherland, Africa. Before pre-Columbian Aztecs, before the Mayans talked to ancient astronauts.
up, everybody? Welcome back to Chart Striker. This is your host, Dana. So, Bitcoin's daily candle close is here, the important close of the day, and let's see what's going on. Like yesterday, I was telling you guys that I was still a bit cautious. I wasn't completely on the bear's court because I did tell you that we could see some type of a fake out to the downside and see something like this. Hence, I kept on emphasizing how important it is that we see at least a 4-hourly candle close and then some follow through, and not something like this, where it breaks down and then it pulls back up, where it kind of, tricks a lot of people into thinking it's gonna break down. But then what happens? Bulls step in, they push the price a bit higher. But this is the thing, okay? Even though Bitcoin had some type of push to the upside, there is this little problem that I'm noticing at the moment, and it is the fact that we can't even get above that short-term moving average on the 4-hourly time frame. And that is telling, okay? That does tell us a lot of things. I mean, now you remember this resistance, I spoke about it I think 3-4 days ago already. It's still here. We're still being rejected at this level. First it was this one last time, and then after that it was this level right here. So we're still being rejected. Like you guys see this resistance on the hourly time frame, it's here, okay? So we're still getting rejected and we can't get above that short-term moving average. So it is showing, even though the bulls did step in, there is a bit of a problem. They're not that strong, okay? They're not that strong at the moment. So that could lead to consolidation or even a push to the downside. That is if we break support, of course. Ralph, hello, welcome back. I'm glad you made it. Always nice to see, you guys show up, because I know for most of you, or for some of you at least, especially those of you in Europe, I know it's late, like very late, but whatever, okay? Let's continue with the TA just to keep, the show fluid, right? Or for the sake of the show's flow, okay? So it's looking weak. It's looking weak on the 4-hourly. This is just looking at the Eastern, so I'm not, considering the Western indicators at the moment. It's kind of looking a bit like the bulls are not that strong at the moment, okay? But on the daily, look at this. If I just remove these two, just so you guys can have a clear picture. There you go. You see how we're still holding above this critical level? We're still holding above support, and that is very important. Now on the 4-hourly, we could pull back maybe a little bit, I don't know, but on the daily, guys, look, the negative momentum, it's there indeed, but it's getting weaker and weaker, right? Which is a good thing, okay? On top of that, you see MACD is kind of steady right now at the moment. If it crosses over to the upside, then we got a bullish MACD crossover, okay? On top of us, losing this negative momentum. And then, even though there is not a clear, divergence, bearish divergence, to say, more specifically, bearish divergence, there is something interesting going on that people should have a look at, okay? Let me show you. We don't really have a clear bearish divergence because there is no separation between the islands. I often, explain this, but right at this level, there is some type of positive divergence building around these levels. Now, it's very difficult to see maybe for people who are beginners, but for those of you who are, experienced, maybe you're seeing what I'm seeing, and if not, let me tell you, okay? The fact that this is steady from this point to this point, it's just steady. And from this point to this point, it's kind of rising. There you go. There you have your positive divergence sign, okay? Now, it's not complete, but it's definitely showing. What we need to do is hold this critical level. Excuse me, hold on, because there is something playing in the background. I think it's Spotify. No, it's not Spotify. It's this SoundCloud advertising thing. Hold on. Just trying out some other type of music because I'm tired of Spotify at the moment, but I guess back to Spotify. So, because I'm a paying member, so I'd rather have that without all the commercial-ish and stuff on. Yeah, because I'm in music. I love music. I don't mind music in the background, so we gotta have some music, right? Okay, let's go. So, we have that nice divergence that is developing. Good. What we need to do is hold this critical level. Like if I see any daily candle close below this area, it's not gonna be a good sign, okay? But we do have this first support on the 4 hourly that has been respected before, that could be respected again. On top of that, it's right by the midterm moving average, as you guys can see, okay? So there are, you know, different reasons as to why that can actually hold as support. So we gotta give it time to see what happens. The number two thing I want Bitcoin to do for the bulls is this. Break above this level, okay? Break above this level. Daily is fine. 4 hourly could work too. But hourly, I don't really, I'm not gonna put a lot of weight into it. But if it happens on the 4 hourly time frame, a daily time frame, we get a 4 hourly candle, you know, close above this. Of course, it's not always about the close, it's more about the follow through after the close, right? So we close above this level, we get some follow through, we come to these areas, perfect. Because if that happens, it means again, still, we can go to those levels of 29.5 all the way to around 30K, okay? So that is not out of the question yet because there are still signs showing that Bitcoin price is just chilling, okay? It's just chilling. It's not completely done yet. And I understand a lot of people are probably fearful, but me, my own opinion, like if I see something like this, unless I see some, you know, breakdown to the downside and then some follow through, I don't want to panic just because I see it wick, because that happened and there was no point in panicking because price just went back up, right? Let me just bring back the drawings that we had here. Here's one. And there's the other one. Okay, perfect. Oh, these trend lines, they were important yesterday, they were important before that, and they're still important today. Like I told you, we break below this level, then we got this second support. But if I see any 4 hourly candle close below this level with some follow through, not a fake out, a follow through, then I'm gonna be expecting, you know, these levels. Simple. I'm not gonna be panicking for no reason while it's just going steady. You know, it's just sideways action at the moment. Nothing to panic about. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. We're done with it. You know, the levels to the upside that we need to break above to hit, you know, the next, you know, resistance or levels, and you know, the levels we need to hold for that to happen. And then, you know, also what's gonna happen if we break down. Not a fake out, an actual breakdown with some follow through. You know, the resistance, the support level, first one that we have right here, S1, 4 hourly, okay? And for the daily, if this doesn't hold, you already know. But like I've been saying, and I'm gonna say it again, as long as weekly, okay, as long as weekly is above these levels, 25 to 25k, we are fine. Sinner, welcome to the show. Glad you made it too. Like it's too early for you, but I'm glad you made it. So good morning. So that's in short what I'm looking at, the levels for Bitcoin. And when I'm really gonna be like, changing my idea of, okay, like this is going further down, is when I see an actual close below what? This level, okay? Around 25, between 25 to 25 too. Simple. Now let's move on to Ethereum, because I do not want to, it feels like I give such details on the TA of Bitcoin, so sometimes it takes time, for me to move on to the next one. So I'm just gonna be a bit faster today, just for the sake of the flow, right? Right, so we got Ethereum next. There's no point in talking about the weekly candle close because that happened yesterday and we already discussed it in yesterday's stream, so we're good. But let's see what the daily time frame is doing, what that is trying to tell us. So I know, like in the bigger picture, like nobody's gonna deny that this is some type of a bear flag. Maybe some could see it, as just a horizontal parallel channel, but it's kind of, leaning a bit to the upside. So I kind of see it of a bearish, flag, okay? But within this bear flag, I don't know how many are noticing this, but within the bear flag, we have another flag that is not that bearish, okay? So if I zoom into the daily, you guys can see it clearly. Like this is look, nice touch here, nice touch here, nice touch here. We didn't have one more touch, to the down low, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen either, right? But the supply line has been respected. The demand line has been respected also once. I'd love to see more touches, of course, but it doesn't always necessarily have to happen, right? And on top of that, we're still holding this support level, which is very important. But problem is also, just like, Bitcoin is stuck within a range, we call it the, rectangular range or sideways range or something. Ethereum is doing the exact same thing. Notice we've just been going sideways literally for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over a week. In short, over a week. So it's pretty much the same. The first resistance that we have is right by the short-term moving average. So even if we break this level, which is around $1,841, okay, on the daily, we have a resistance right at these levels. So for Ethereum, I think it's much better if one could see something like this, like a breakout, okay? We probably, let me just draw it for you, hold on. So a breakout, something like this, and then we touch resistance R1, and then we find some type of support at this old resistance area, right? We find some type of support and slowly we start, doing something like this. You get the idea, guys? So if I'd see something like that on Ethereum, then I know like bulls are gaining more strength, right? Then it would be a better trade. But at the moment, it's just within the channel. But one should be aware there is a channel being respected at the moment. We are just going sideways. Support is holding. All these things are important. And another important thing, unlike Bitcoin, that's still developing that that's trying to form a bullish, MACD crossover, but still hasn't happened. Unlike Bitcoin, notice how, excuse me, hold on. Notice how Ethereum has already done that. Like, we got the bullish, crossover, right? MACD. We have our first positive momentum. Of course, that could change depending on what could happen today, but we have our first, positive momentum. As you guys can see, our first green bar on the histogram, right? So that gotta be like, we gotta consider that. On top of that, there is some type of positive divergence trying to show. Thing is, it's without those islands. I always like it when there's some type of island, in between those divergences, but it's without it. But just so you know, like it's kind of showing, but it's not clear yet. Okay. So that's Ethereum for now. Like, resistance, the first target level. If we break above this level, we got some mini resistance around this 1936, but main resistance is gonna be around this level. If this is broken, not much holding me until, the prior or recent, highs, something like that. So pretty much it's fine. It's fine, I guess. We just remove this drawing. 4 hourly. Like, we had some positive but divergence that already played out. Like, do you see all the share chart also on Discord? You mean those charts, Sinner? You see how, we keep on being pushed by the bears to the downside? Like, this is why I'm noticing this. There is some sort of like weakness in the bulls. It's not that strong when I look at the 4 hourly. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin too. It was pretty much the same. Daily looks like a bit better, but on the 4 hourly time frames, I see a lot of fight, from the bears. Like, they're doing their best as well. So it's a fight. It's a fight at the moment going on. Yeah, Sinner, it's just so much to do, because like I'm already, posting for the Patreons, but I'm gonna be trying my best. Maybe you guys can like help out or something, because I have so much on my plate. Trying to do the best for everybody, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So I'm just trying to kind of do what's less stressful but effective at the same time, right? And this is the most effective, like just, coming on live and bringing all the charts out and discussing it, answering live questions if there are any, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm like, guys, Discord, any charts you have, put it out there. I'll give you my opinion. I'll let you know what I think of them. Like, I know a lot of you are doing your best to study, and some of you, have your own ways of analyzing and stuff. And for me as well, it's actually interesting to see how you guys analyze, because usually I don't look at other people, because I like to stick to my own. But we are a community, and here we are here to help each other out. So any charts you have, put it out there. Any ideas you have, I'm gonna share it too with you guys, and we can just, brainstorm and stuff. Because for newer members coming in, I think when they come into the community, it's better for them to see a community that's active and that's trying to do TA and so on and so forth. And I know, Sinner, you're one of those people who often shares, so just keep it up. All right, so we're done with Bitcoin, we're done with Ethereum as well, and now we're gonna move on. Yesterday we had a look at, I don't want to repeat what we had a look at yesterday. We already had a look at, let's see, Cardano, Phantom, BNB. Okay, I gotta have a look at these, because they're the top 10, like, even though I had a look at them yesterday. But we're gonna have a look at other altcoins after that, okay? So first, BNB, let's see what's going on there. All right. Okay, remember guys, I told you weekly BNB was not looking good yesterday because it was kind of looking like it was breaking out. But at the same time, I told you something very important. Unless this breaks, unless this area breaks, then I'm not gonna be thinking about this. Let me just show you. Hold on. Not this one. This one. Because I told you if I see this level break, like yeah, it would be a nice, you know, way to short all the way here. Not only all the way here, but all the way here is possible, okay? If this doesn't hold, it could just, you know, continue. I'd just let it ride all the way down, right? But guess what? You see, this is why we wait for confirmations. Confirmations, you know, happen, and then I take a move or whatever, right? So guess what happened on the daily today? This is a pain for the BNB bears out there. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm gonna give you guys literally 2 to 3 minutes to answer this question because we gotta move on with other altcoins, okay? But what pattern is this? What pattern are these two lines? Just the red one and the green one right here. Nothing else. It's something I've often discussed. These two right here. Nothing else. And I'm gonna have a sip of water at the same time while you guys figure it out, and let me know in the chat like what are these two together called as a pattern. Okay, that's my question. Come on, you got a minute left. Come on. Okay, gonna get some water. Sinner, you forgot? Okay, I got you. Anybody else? Okay, guys, I got my water back. Okay, Hope Mike. Bullish candle. To reversal candle. Okay. Guys, it's called the piercing line. Number 1, there is nothing called to reversal candle. Number 2, it is not a bullish candle. It is more of a bullish pattern because it's not the candle alone itself. Right? So it's a piercing line, okay? It's a piercing line. So we got this piercing line, right? That showed up, which is a potential, you know, bullish thing, right? We got it right here. So, BNB bears, sorry to say, but you might have to wait a bit longer for you know, this to break down because the daily showing that on top of, like, this is just, you know, the last nail on the coffin or whatever you call it, okay? Because imagine if you didn't see this, just looking at this, We got MACD trying to go, bullish, number one, right? We got this histogram, negative momentum, that's getting weaker and weaker. On top of that, even better, right? On top of that, I'm not done. Hold on. We got this nice, very nice divergence that just, bullish divergence that kind of, developed at the moment, like literally. Okay, so it's kind of giving you that not a real double bottom, but kind of that thing, because we held support here, we are at support. On top of that, like if I zoom out, if I just do this, remove all the indicators, you guys see that we have this supply line right here, we have this demand line right here that has been respected like over and over and over and over. Doesn't matter if it's to the upside or downside, right? When panic is like, when people should panic is maybe if we see a breakdown below this right here, this demand line where demand has been coming up. If there's no demand and then it breaks down, then it's problem time. Okay, then we could see the levels that I was talking about to the downside. But right now on the daily, I'd rather do nothing than go short personally, because seeing what I'm seeing, that is risky. Sinner, can you tell me more? Well, that how can I explain? I think I've told you like a lot of things about this pattern. And look guys, anybody who's gonna be on Patreon and so on, and the members on Patreon, like a lot of these things are things that I'm gonna be discussing gradually or releasing educational contents about. But I wanna like give you a bit of taste already now, so you guys know what to expect as well, because one of my favorite indicators is this Eastern indicators, but it's not the only. So Sinner, I hope this explains. So next time you see anything like this, like a tall excuse me, a tall red candle, and then followed by a green candle, and it kind of the closing and the opening is kind of the same, right? I mean, of the first candle and the second candle, then check where the levels are, see what's going on, and so on and so forth, and maybe you'll get the feeling, like slowly, gradually. The more you do this, the more it's gonna be easier to spot them out. Because I can imagine if one is looking at the charts like this, I mean, and you're not used to reading indicators, doesn't matter if it's Eastern and Western, really doesn't matter, because the Easterns are just, the last nail on the coffin. I don't know what you say, but I think on the coffin. So it's not everything, right? We gotta mix it up, combine it, and get the most out of the charts. Like, we gotta try to read what it's telling us, because it's telling us things. We don't have to go around guessing things. Like, we can have an idea of what can happen next. That's why everybody's busy predicting this and that, because everybody's trying to analyze on their own way. So this is my way, and I hope you guys are learning from this, because yeah, I'm trying to make it fun for you guys, because I can imagine it's not easy in the beginning. Okay, it's difficult to read a lot of things at the same time, but I promise gradually it becomes easier. The more you practice makes you perfect. So yeah, let's continue, right? In short, BNB survived. It survived this time, okay? It's okay. What we need to do is probably see a close above this level, which would be awesome for BNB bulls, for the bulls, right? If you can see a close above this level, so there you go, your 4-hourly time frame resistance, right? So any close above this level could push the price a bit higher. And then the major resistance, I guess everybody understands at this point, because you remember the last one? People were going like, hey, it's gonna go up. And then in my last stream from 2 months ago or something, I was like, it's gonna go down. So do what you like. But I spoke about this level, specifically this area, okay? We went down. So you can imagine, if I tell you guys again, like if we break above this level, yeah, next areas are somewhere around these areas. It's not that surprising, right? And details and so on, maybe I'll share that chart on Discord, Sinners. So we will continue. I'm gonna send it on Discord to all the members so everybody can just see what I'm thinking. But yeah, that's BNB pretty much, okay? Now shall we move on to the next one? And by the way, guys, if you're loving the content, do not forget to hit that like, subscribe, follow, and share the heck out of the channel. Just you know, for the sake of the flow too. Just for for everything to flow, literally. Okay. Next. Guys, is the volume, music, everything good? Like, is everything in balance? Everything sounding good? Or let me know. Okay, we got polka dot. Already did Bitcoin. We've done Ethereum. We've done BNB, and now DOT. All right, I'm also loving this. I don't know. I think I'm the only one that's a bit more optimistic because when I was looking at my Twitter feed, I don't know why, but I feel like most people are leaning more towards bearish right now. Like everybody's ready for some type of a breakdown already. Like, I don't know. Could be me. Could be me that's a bit slow. But I just don't see the panic yet. Not quite yet. Okay, so this is what's going on with the... Maybe I should bring out the channel. Hold on. Alright, so even polka dot, like I could have just, pulled this to this area, but this was for another day, like it's already played out. So even polka dot, where we had, resistance before, now we are finding some type of support. On top of that, MACD is bullish. We got positive momentum on the oscillators. we definitely have some positive divergence also that still haven't like it's already developed, but looking at the PA, it still hasn't really played out. Like it's just, you know, going sideways. But looking at the moving averages, look, everything I just, you know, pulled out right now, it was mostly bullish factors. But looking at the moving averages, it's yeah, I don't like how this is looking on the daily, like short term, you know, falling below the long term as well. It's already below the midterm. That's not the best thing for the bulls, right? Weekly, like I'd rather give it some time. I know it's at some type of support level at the daily, but I'd rather wait for the weekly candle close before, you know, jumping into any conclusions pretty much. Look at the weekly. We're losing the positive momentum. It could, you know, turn negative looking at this. Yeah, MACD is fine, whatever. Like it's bullish, but what kind of bullishness is this? I mean, it is what it is. RSI is below neutral. Like, look, there's nothing indicating that the bulls are tired on the weekly, nothing like that. I'm looking at everything literally, and I don't see, not the bulls, excuse me, the bears. I don't see anything indicating that the bears are tired on the weekly yet. So I'd rather, yeah, just see how this plays out. But on the daily, like I told you, there are more bullish factors than bearish, but we do have resistance right at this level. Let me draw it for you. Hold on. So guys, your first resistance, I think you know already, but it's around these levels, right? The top of this parallel channel, okay? We break out of this level, then there's a possibility, you know, we can come to these areas. But it's so, guys, it's like it's super duper weak, even though there are signs of a potential reversal, like things indicating that it's just so weak. Of course, something can just, you know, push it and we could see, you know, prices at these levels, but it's a bit weak. And be aware of another thing. I see a lot of resistance for Polkadot. I mean, a lot of resistance to the upside. We got one here, the one that you can see already, and then we got another one right here. And then we got another one around these levels. Okay, so in other words, if one wants to see Polkadot somewhere around $7 again, it has to break above these resistance levels and have follow through, okay? Have follow through, because it could break above this level and then come all the way here and then roll over, right? So we need to see some follow through for us to, so okay, in short, Polkadot is not gonna be that interesting. It's gonna be interesting, you know, from here to maybe first target, second target, third target, but overall in the bigger picture, like, it's not gonna be that interesting unless we see a break actually above 6.2. Above 6.2, and then yes, then the possibilities of $7 become higher, okay? So yeah, I'd rather just give it some time, but keep, maybe monitor the daily time frame and see what plays out of this, because daily looks interesting. Unfortunately, weekly, not much so. Okay, so we're done with Polkadot, right? And let me also leave you with any close below this level, literally. Any close below 5.1-ish dollars, okay? Won't be surprised if we see price around 4.5 to between 4.2 to 4.5, okay? Somewhere around these levels in this box. I wouldn't be that surprised if we see a daily candle close below 5.1. If that happens, yes, with some follow through, of course, because it's not always about the what, the close, right? So that's polka dot. Let's move on to the next one. And take a little mini break and just catch up with the chat. Chat, how you doing? Everything good? All well? While I scroll around to find the next TA victim that we're gonna strike out. Like, it's funny, now that the sound is good, like, I know Sinner and Ralph told me that it was sounding good and so on and so forth, but the complaints have completely stopped, which is a good thing, Morning TA hit different, right? I can imagine. It's the first thing that your brain is taking in. So, like, thank you for choosing this stream out of all these streams. So I'm glad to be part of your morning. Like, hopefully I'm filling it with a lot of good stuff, Sinner. But yeah, I can imagine. But it's a nice feeling in the morning. Like, imagine waking up, having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee after breakfast and stuff, and just sitting down and watching TA with someone. Like, we're a community now, so watching TA with somebody, like, it's better than doing it alone. It gets boring at the end, right? I mean, it's doable, but it does get boring, right? You don't want to end up, talking to yourself and whatnot just because you're doing, like, all you do is TA. So you gotta interact with people and so on. Twitch, will you stream? Yes, Sinner, yes. I've thought about the idea you've told me. I was actually discussing it with a friend. So yes, I will, because I know your idea is so that this channel can reach out to other people as well. So I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna set up Twitch first, and I'm probably gonna do it by the end of this week. So yeah, we'll try this YouTube and Twitch. Like, there's no harm in trying something, so why not? I'm definitely gonna try it. Because I'm thinking it shouldn't be that difficult. I'm already streaming on YouTube, so all I have to do is just start the other streaming platform, which is Twitch as well. So I don't think it should be a hassle. It probably will be a bit, of a hassle in the beginning, but I think I'm gonna get the hang of it. So I can try it for a month and see, if it makes any difference. And if it does, then we'll continue, streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Okay, what's Bitcoin doing at the same time? We're gonna have a look at Pepe for you people, for you Pepe coin people. So we're gonna have a look at Pepe. I always laugh every time I say Pepe because I have this flow. I say it in a certain way. I don't know why. Do not ask me why. But we're gonna have a look at Pepe, okay? And some other coins like Solana and a few others. Like, I was seeing, Tron. I know it's not often I speak about TRX, but I actually saw Tron up yesterday and I was like, what's going on? Is this coin still alive? So yeah, we can have a look at TRX as well. Why not? So TRX up next. Okay. And yeah, I want to go through some stocks as well. So gotta do this a bit fast today. Okay. You see, Tron is one of those that I just don't look at that often anymore, okay? Tron was doing this crazy thing where it was kind of building this, you know, descending triangle, okay? But guess what? If PA doesn't break to the downside, to the downside, then it really doesn't matter that there was a descending triangle, okay? Because the whole point of a descending triangle is for the price, you know, to break to the downside, get rejected by this line, and then, you know, follow to right. That didn't happen. Guess what happened instead? It broke out of the supply line. It just, you know, completely just broke out of it, okay? And it's just been slowly, gradually, just, you know, been going up since then. We broke out of this first resistance that we have, you know, around 0.07339 all the way to 0.076-ish levels. And seems like we're still continuing to the upside. So next target that I'm looking at is, and by the way, one more thing. Doesn't the monthly look okay-ish, but beware, like we're getting close to that first monthly resistance, okay? So you guys are aware of that. Hold on, let me draw it for you. So monthly resistance somewhere between 0.085 to 0.097-ish, you know, somewhere around that level. So be a bit cautious. But on the weekly time frame, our SI is, you know, above that nice territory. So the run has already happened, pretty much looking at this. Like it's already started, not already happened. So it's not done, but it's already started, right? I mean, it's much more better, you know, to catch these things when it's here. Like, in my opinion, personally, I'd rather, you know, catch it here, you know, see, not here necessarily, but let it run, fine, whatever, let it run. And then I see a spring backtest, catch the backtest, right? And then let it, you know, do its spring again, right? So weekly, we got positive momentum on the oscillators. MACD is bullish. We already have signs of negative divergence developing, by the way, as we are getting closer to that, you know, monthly resistance. So yeah, be very cautious, right? Be very cautious. Like any candle close below this level, you see, right here, 0.073-ish. Any weekly, any daily also works, okay? Then most likely that we pull, you know, back a bit lower. But until then, if this support holds around these areas, like it's okay-ish, okay? So that's Tron. Like I wouldn't be touching this if somebody even forced me, but TA wise we gotta do it. Like we can't, you know, pick. I gotta be unbiased when it comes to TA. That's why I'm talking about Tron as well. But I am not a fan of Justin Sun. Let's put it that way. Okay, so yeah, that's Tron. Let's move on. Pepe. I can't, every time I see that name, I don't know why. I just have to say it in a certain way. Pepe. Fear not, we are still like literally at support areas, guys. Like not much is going on, okay? So we're still at support pretty much. Pepe, biscuit. Ah, Ralph. Okay. I don't know how many of you know that, seen that TikTok video or whatever. Like, I don't spend a lot of time on TikTok, but actually, I don't spend time on TikTok at all, almost. But anyways, Ralph, the first time I told him Pepe, and he was like, you know that video where there was a girl making coffee or cappuccino, I don't know, something like that, and then there was this other guy who made a video of that video, and he was like bisquete and cafete and something, you know, every time he made something. So when I said Pepe, he was like bisquete, and I just started bursting out of laughter, and I was like, yeah, it sounds exactly like that. So yeah, Pepe is making us laugh. It's not bad. Pepe, bisquete. Now let's do some TA. We gotta laugh a bit, guys. Okay, so Pepe on the daily. Like, I cannot do much. Like, all I can work with is literally the Eastern indicators. Like, there's nothing else for me to work with, right? So Eastern, not very telling. All I can tell you is we are at some type of support at the moment. Okay, if this breaks, like I told you last time, next support I'm looking at is this level, and if this doesn't hold, here we go. Last resort. This is something like Zen. Okay, this is something like Zen. It's. Well, remember those levels. Just keep those levels in your brain, and remember. Just let's see if TA is gonna play out. Simple, okay? On the 4-hourly, where we can do a much more with the, like, we can do a bit more with the TA on the 4-hourly compared to the daily time frame. I'm not liking this. Wrong chart. Hold on. So yeah, 4-hourly, it's looking fine. We are at support levels. Like, it's pretty much what I said last time. Okay, let me just expand this to this side. So we still have some resistance around this level. Okay, still. Let me just change this one. Hold on. And on the hourly, we still have resistance around these levels. Okay, if we can break above this first hourly resistance right here, okay, 1 hour resistance time frame. If we see an hourly candle at least close above this level, very much likely that we can at least go to the, you know, 0.0000172 area, 170 to 172, very possible. 4 hourly is kind of showing that bulls are stepping in. Okay, we have some nice divergence, you know, that is kind of developing, forming at the moment. It's not complete yet, but it's definitely, you know, forming. So keep that in mind. Like, I'm not hating this when it comes to the bulls. Like, this is not that bad at the moment. So yeah, we could probably, you know, see it rise to at least this level by the way things are looking right now. So this is not bad. Looking at the hourly, Yeah, we are at support on the hourly as well. Excuse me, our first resistance should be here. Yep, right there. So this is your first hourly resistance right here between 158 to 161. Anything above that level could easily take us to this 170 to 172 level. Simple and clean. And as long as we can hold above this area right here, let me just draw it for you, this level, we're gonna build another positive divergence on the hourly as well, as long as next candle, you know, sticks above this level and we go up, even the candle after that one. But it's important that we do not see any hourly candle close below this level, because if we do, then the possibilities of a positive divergence building is gonna just vanish away. Okay, so on the 4 hourly we already have signs of another nice divergence developing, right? Plus we are at support already. And daily, unfortunately, I can't do much, but yeah, I think it's good enough. Like, it's pepe. Okay, so we're good. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? So we've done pepe on Shall we get into stocks, guys? Is it time? Let's just have a fast, glance at Bitcoin and see what it's doing, and then move on to stocks, right? Let's look at this, crazy asset right here that never seems to... It's like it's in a non-stop schizophrenic phase, because it doesn't know which way it wants to go. It can't make up its mind, so it's just going up and down, left and right, and okay, so still pretty much within this range, still above this critical level, still not much going on, still pretty much boring. So let's just head over to stocks and see what's going on there instead. Ready? Let's... Next one. There we go. Okay, so I've been eyeing this one. Now, fundamentally, do not ask me what's going on and why and whatnot. I don't know. All I know is TA-wise, I was looking at this and was looking nice. It was looking like a nice opportunity, right? So McDonald's hit resistance, daily resistance. I'm expecting this to go all the way, down, since this daily support is about to fail. We will see, but yeah, we'll see what happens after tomorrow's open. But by the way things are looking, how it closed, this is not looking that good. I expect this to come all the way, at least to these levels, but we'll see what happens. That is all the way around 279, 280, right? So this is already playing out. I've been having a look. Like, looking at the bigger picture, you see how it's been in this crazy trend. Like, we had one fake out and then back to this trend again, just going up. But there were reasons to be a bit cautious around these levels, okay? Look, we got a lot of indecision, you know, coming in. We had this indecision candle, after this indecision candle again, and then, you know, this opening. Like, it was, things were just, you know, looking like it was looking toppy on the daily time frame, right? Excuse me, on the daily time frame. And then looking at the weekly, you had this indecision candle. So all this was just looking like it's had enough. It's just had enough for now. Okay, a pullback is more likely to happen if this doesn't hold, guys. If this area doesn't hold, let's say, just to be flexible, if any daily candle close below $275, most likely it's gonna pull a bit lower down. Okay, now let's have a look at Google, shall we? Because this one, yesterday I told you guys, this is what I'm looking at. I see a nice opportunity for a short. Do you guys know why? Now another question, the second question of the stream. What do you see here? What pattern do you see right here? And you have a minute, maximum 2, guys. Come on. I know this one you probably have an idea of, because it's not that difficult. The first question was a bit difficult, but this one is not that difficult. So no one has an idea of what it might be. Okay, then we'll leave it there, because somebody better have an answer, because I've told you guys about this one many times, right? Anyways, where am I wrong? I am wrong above this level. Where am I not wrong? I'm not wrong while it's looking like this, okay? So I'm still like looking at a short opportunity more than anything else when it comes to Google. Like, I'm only gonna change my mind if I see a close above this area. Simple. Above $126. Okay. Pretty much it. Like, look at this. Overbought on the 4-hourly, okay? Daily, same thing. Weekly, not. But weekly has something else that's showing, you know, that's telling us to be a bit cautious also. It's that negative divergence. Like, there are a couple of things, you know, just telling us to be a bit cautious, right? And I don't know how many of you care about that yearly candle, but I saw this I don't know, maybe last month, and I was like, wow. So yeah, for Google to flip this, we literally need a yearly candle close above this level. At the end of the year, we gotta see it above this area, okay? But for now, I think we might be seeing a top, okay? And it's not a top anymore if it gets above this level. But right now, there are many signs indicating more to that side than anything else, right? So that's Google. Let's move on. Yesterday I was looking at something. Hold on, let me just try remember what it was called. It was this one, guys. It was this one. I was looking at this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, it is an Indian company. So I don't know what's been going on with this company, but I was looking at this because, you know, everything that has to do with TA interests me, you know. So I was just looking at it and I was like, okay, very interesting. Like for the fellows from India, I think this is more interesting for you than us in the West. But look, we do have some resistance around these levels. Let me just, you know, put it out there. Hold on. It's up like 20% today. It broke above that first. No, it is at resistance at the moment, guys. Oh, time to be careful a little bit, unless it breaks out of this resistance, of course. But bam, there you go. First resistance right there for the daily time frame. And the second one is way here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with 3 resistance levels or targets that I see that I think are potential targets. Then we'll see what happens with TA, if it gets respected or not. Okay, so we're done with this. Awesome. All right, first, actually, it's not the first, but it is a resistance that it needs to break above so that, you know, price can go to the next resistance and the next resistance, right? And that's number 2 right here. 2. Awesomeness. Okay, this is good. I just thought it looked super interesting. Like, look, guys, pure education right now. Okay, let me bring out the factors for you, because fundamentally I have no idea. Maybe there's something going on. Fundamentally, I have no idea. Anybody, if any of you have a clue, let me know in the chat. But I don't know. What I do know is this kind of happened because there was positive divergence, number 1, okay? There were indications of a trend reversal, number 2. MACD turned, you know, bullish, number 3. There was also, like, oscillators were pretty much, you know, giving you positive divergence, okay? And then we held at this level, which is around support areas, number 4, right? And then, looking at the shorter, you know, time frames right here, we broke above this first resistance, which is around 2080, right? Now we are at this resistance, okay? So if we can see a break above this level, then we could pretty much most likely see this area as well. Very possible, but we will have to give it some time. Hold on. This, actually, no. This was for the daily. Okay, it's good like this. Yeah, so something like this. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Like volume is coming in. I mean, market is close. We'll see how market opens tomorrow. If we get like, if it gets rejected at these levels, then whatever, that was it. Like first support that I'll be looking at is at this area. Let me just throw that also. Okay, awesomeness. So this is how I'm seeing things, but for this to be hit, I'd like us to see like what I'd like to see this break first. If this doesn't break, I'm not going to be expecting this. Simple as that. So I'm going to turn this into blue. So any daily candle close below this level pretty much. Is it so crooked? Hold on. 216. There you go. So any, let me just mark it. Hold on. Daily. Go. Okay, so any close below this level, then most likely we pull all the way here, okay? If that happens. But I don't want hourly for hourly. We're talking about, you know, stocks. So daily, any daily candle close below this level, then I'll be looking at these areas. Simple, okay? Okay, so we're done with the Adani Enterprise as well, which is up which was up 18.92%. I mean, today, I mean, that's sick stuff. Let me just, you know, hide this, remove things. Okay, let's move on. What's Bitcoin doing, by the way? Still, not much. Just hanging on, huh? Just holding on, just chilling. We've had a look at Google, Adani, and what else? Donald's as well. Yep. All right, let's see now. Bitcoin pretty much the same, doing nothing. Okay, I see something that is on the move. I mean, I can't really say it's very much on the move, but better than many other assets in the crypto space at the moment, at least, right? So let's have a look at it. Why not? It's Stacks. Stacks. Well, it might be up 2%, but looking at the weekly, it still looks like, oh, just crappy. I have nothing positive to say about this on the weekly at the moment. But daily looking a tad better, but That's nothing interesting really. I just, wanted to have a look at it because I just saw that, where there's that change of percent, it tells you on TradingView. I saw that it was up like 3% and I thought there could be something interesting, but nope. Sure, we are at support levels, but I don't see any positive divergence at the moment. Moving averages, we're below the midterm. Like we need to get above at least, look at this. It acted as support, like this midterm moving average acted as support like for a very short time compared to how often, how much more it's been acting as resistance, as you guys can see. You see here? Touch it, touch it, touch it. We never get above it. We just keep on touching, and then we got above it a little bit and then failed to hold, right? So if we can at least get above this, it would have been better. But yeah, it's not looking that but I'm not surprised. Like, I'd rather give it a bit more time before I jump into any conclusions really when it comes to stacks. There is a supply line that it's respecting though. Let's see if it's our eyes are playing games on us or if this is some true stuff. It's very much true. Okay, so we do have okay, I gotta draw it on my other screen because hold on. Just a bigger screen, wider screen, just hold on. Yeah, there is a supply line that's been respected for a while now. Okay, interesting. Okay, there you have it. This is the perfected line. It's as perfect as I can make it, guys. So, looks like it's trying to break above the supply line at the moment, but it's only gonna get interesting if old supply line, turns into a demand line and, it starts respecting it as support instead. Until then, it's not that super exciting yet. Weekly, I don't see anything interesting yet either. Monthly, no need to get into that now. Daily, even though oscillators positive, RSI is weak. It's weak, guys. There could be some type of positive divergence forming. Yes, indeed. That could be possible. It's kind of showing that it's developing, okay? But guess what? Unless we get, well, we have first resistance right here, by the moving average around 0.673, something like that. Unless we get above this level, and then this level, not that interesting, okay? Because after this resistance, next resistance is right here around 0.73, 0.75 levels, okay? But if we get above that level, then we can go a bit higher, okay? A bit higher. But until then, it's doing what it wants to do. But it's important that we see what's happening so we're not late. So we're not late to whatever decisions we're gonna make, because like I told you, I don't know which coin we were looking at earlier, I forgot, but you don't want to like get into it when the move has already happened, right? Like you want to catch it early. Let's see which one it was. I think it was TRX, right? For example, here, this is for educational purpose. I'm showing you this chart again, not because I love TRX. I think we've established that by now. So look at TRX. Like looking at this, buying around these levels, then you're literally increasing your risks on your own. You're increasing your risks. I mean, you're setting up to get doomed faster, right? But buying at these levels, at support areas, having a tight stop loss in case it just, rolls over, fine, whatever. But at these levels, it's kind of risky. Like, I'm not talking about those, 5-minute, 1-minute traders. I'm talking about those, swing traders and so on. It's a bit risky, right? Because you don't want to buy here and then you're stuck for a while either. So it's better to see what's going on before anything happens, so that we catch it before it happens, before the move happens. You actually catch it, just like Google. Now we had a look at, where is it? Right here. Or McDonald's, even McDonald's, okay? Same, even McDonald's. Would one rather catch it here around these levels or already at these levels? Like, you get what I mean? So it doesn't matter really whatever asset it is you're looking at. You don't want to like catch it a bit too late, because if you find it when it's already ran up a little bit, it's just rather look at other things or opportunities, or just let it be, let it come to you instead. Sometimes if they break resistance, like if this would break an example, hypothetically, if this breaks above resistance, old resistance turns into new support, fine, could be a nice opportunity for a long, for the next target, and so on and so forth. But you have to calculate all your risks before making decisions. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? Google, same thing, another example. I'd rather, catch it at these levels rather than catching it somewhere around these levels, right? Simple. Because then I have to increase also like my risk if I do that. So I'd rather do this, you see? So 3%, like people are flexible, depends on how much you're willing to lose. My risk for this is around, 2 to 3%. It's enough. If it doesn't play out, that's what I lose. If it plays out, I gain around 9. But I wouldn't take this, I wouldn't like look at this trade in this way, thinking of a short, if I didn't have more factors telling me to go short than long. Number one, like if it wasn't worth the risk to reward ratio. Number two, like then there's no point in doing it, right? So yeah, just so you guys understand, just so you guys are following, right? It's easy for me to come and go like, there's entry, there's exit, but I'm doing all this so that everybody can actually feel like they learned something after the stream, Okay, we've been live for an hour and a half, guys. I think we've covered like quite a few today. I'm satisfied with what we've done today. I hope all of you have had a very educational, like entertaining, and you know, a good time at the stream on the stream. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one where we'll do more stocks, you know, crypto assets, commodities, equities, whatever. We'll mix it up. We'll start mixing it up. Like I promised, we're gonna do this eventually, and at last we've started. So if you enjoyed, if you've enjoyed, I'm getting tongue-tied. Okay, it's a bit too late now. If you've enjoyed the stream, like, yeah, just hit that like, subscribe, share, and all that. And thank you for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. Much love to all of you, and I'll see you on the next one. Good night.